Good morning, one and all. I am Professor Shreya Trivedi from AKDMC Jamnagar. Now, this is the lecture for SYBA Main English paper number 6, and that is the paper of Romantic Age. In the previous lectures, we have studied first of all about the age, that is the Romantic Age, while in the next lectures we have studied chronologically who were the major writers during that age. Then we have studied about particular writer, that is Jane Austen, of which a novel is there in our syllabus, that is Emma. Okay, then we have studied Emma, the summary of Emma. Then we have studied characters, major characters which are there in Emma by Jane Austen. Then we have studied themes. Then we have studied plot, and now we are going to study the settings which are there in Emma by Jane Austen. Now, what is settings? Setting means the background or the area in which the whole novel is being set up. Okay, here the setting will be according to the characters, according to the social class in which the characters were belonging to. So the setting is very important. If the setting is totally different from that of the character, or we can say the social class of the character, then any of the literary piece will not gain that much success as it would get. Okay, so as the plot is important, even the setting is important in the any of the literature. Okay, without setting, no play or no drama, no novel, nothing can be created and nothing can be understood that well. Okay, now what is the setting in this novel Emma? Austen's setting is that of a provincial community, particularly as it involves the gentry of the region. One is hardly aware of the geography of the locale. Okay, the characters in Emma by Jane Austen are totally of provincial community, means the people are of high class society. Okay, and the region was also according to that only. No one was aware about the geographical area of which the locality is being there. The closeness of the town of Highbury and estates of Hartfield, Donwell Abbey, and Rendles is made clear as the fact that London is 16 miles away. Okay, it is said that the estates, that is Highbury, Renfield, Rendles, Hartfield, Donwell Abbey, etc., are being mentioned here, and it is also said that London is just 16 miles away from there. But except for the description of Donwell, which is shown for the purpose of giving Emma's reaction to it, physical aspects of the country are not dwelt upon. Okay, except the description of Donwell, there is no particularly description of any country which in which the novel is totally based on. For instance, Harriet meets the gypsies on the Richmond Road and is saved by Frank, but other than the fact that there is an embankment over which her original companion scrambles, all we learn is that there is a Richmond Road. Okay, when the incident of Harriet is being seen where Frank Churchill saves her, okay, at that time it is said that it is in the Richmond Road. Okay, and that shows that it is seen in the Richmond Road, and the geographical area is still not clear about all these things. So setting is also very complex, just as the plot of the novel is. Okay, setting as per the characters are also important. Okay, so as the characters in this novel are complex, the plot is also complex, and even the settings are also complex. primarily the setting is the drawing room or its equivalent. Okay, generally the scenes in the novel are seen in the drawing room. Even the scene at Box Hill is in essence merely an outdoor drawing room, and so it is Shrubbery Walk where George proposes to Emma. Okay, even the Box Hill scene is set in the we can say drawing room only. Okay, outdoor of drawing room, and this is the place where George proposes to Emma. Vegetation and terrain are barely mentioned, if at all, for the real setting is the social involvement, the human relations which are not connected with the species of geography. Okay, here there is no description of nature all around, there is no description of vegetation, there is no description of atmosphere, anything is not mentioned about nature. Okay, so we can say that they are the human beings which are away from the nature, because they belong to high class society, so they don't prefer much the nature. So the geography, the species of geography are not being connected to human relations. Instead, they find their natural setting among the drawing room, the dining room, the room of dancing, the carriages, and the paraphernalia of entertainment such as carrots and world games. Okay, so they find their setting generally in the drawing room, sitting room, dining room, dancing room, carriages, and some of the entertainment. Uh, uh, we can say games such as carrots and word games. Okay, the room for that, there these are all only the settings in this type of novel, because the people in the high class society, they barely go out to the nature and spend some time there. They always spend the time in their house or others house, and that too in the drawing room or sitting room, or we can say in dancing room, dining room. Okay, there is no description of nature in such type of novels. Okay, in the novels where the characters are of high class society. Okay, they belong to high class society, so they do not prefer to go to the nature. Okay, so this is all about the setting in Emma. Now, point of view in Emma. By and large, the point of view is that of Emma, a necessary one if Austen is to explore the character of willful and somewhat snobbish young lady, and at the same time keep the reader's sympathy for her. Okay, it is very necessary for Jane Austen to present the idea, or we can say present the scenario of where she was living, what she was. Okay, and what kind of people were there around her. Okay, so the Emma, the heroine of the novel, that is Emma, she presents Emma as willful and somewhat snobbish young lady. Okay, so snobbish means who wants to do whatever she thinks. Okay, so she presents herself like that, but in one way she also keeps the reader have a sympathy for her. Okay, when we read the novel, we sympathizes for Emma. Okay, so there is a catching of sympathy among the readers through the characterization of Emma. Only thus we can be convinced that Emma's character really blends honesty and goodwill with its negative qualities. Okay, uh, even if she has the negative qualities in herself, still we find somewhat goodwill, somewhat honesty in her, and due to all these things we find sympathy for her. As a reader, we sympathizes with her that the society in which she was living, it was such that there was no other choice other than being what she was. Okay, it is thus too that we can best view the effects of emotion rather than dwell upon the climatic emotion itself. It is seen that in this type of situation, the emotional effect is much more seen than the climatic emotion. Okay, the human relation emotions are portrayed in much, just as we said that we in spite of having negative qualities in Emma, we sympathizes with her. Okay, this shows that we as a human have emotions, and that emotion is being carried forward. Okay, and we don't see the climatic emotion at that stage of life. At times, the point of view is that of the author. Though this subject comes also under style, it should be said that here that in order to get the necessary ironic distance from her characters, the author not only very occasionally gets briefly into the point of view of other characters, but also skillfully pulls the readers back to her own point of view in order that he see things in terms of ironic satire. Okay, at one point of time when we read the novel, we think that this is all about the description of Emma, but at the other point of time we also feel that Austen ironically satirized the society in which she was living, and even she uh, satires about the situation in which the ladies or girls were there in that time period. Okay, so here she has that quality, she has that skill that in spite of putting their character's point of view, she puts the point of view of herself, and the readers get convinced through it very easily. If he is too close, his reader involvement may lead merely to critical disgust. At the proper distance, he is involved only enough to appreciate the comic satire. When necessary for proper distancing, then Austen simply moves with authorial point of view, as for instance in the scene where George proposes to Emma. Okay, when it becomes necessary, she gives her point of view, and when it is not that much necessary, she presents the view of the character. Okay, she presents the view of herself at one point of time where the scene is George proposes to Emma. What did she say? Just what she thought ought of course a lady always does. She said enough to show their need to not be despair, and to invite him to say more himself. This shift to authorial point of view avoids sentimentally and allows both humor and irony in reference to the coyness and indirection that a consistently social person may give a vital and personal occasion, and it does all this better than in the details of dialogue where the point might be lost without brevity. Okay, this shifting from character's point of view to author's point of view, sometimes it creates that the sentiments which should be presented, okay, that cannot be well presented. Okay, there is a positive and negative side in both the things, so we can say sometimes it happens that the things which we have to present, okay, or we can say the author has to present, does not present in the same way as the author thinks. Okay, so sometimes negative effect is placed on the minds of readers. Point of view then is omniscient when it is to the author's purpose. We do not, for instance, get into the point of view of Jane or Frank, for doing so would give away too much, but the character whose point of view is most before us is Emma, the focal personage of the novel. The Jane Austen's point of view is very well being portrayed in the character of, or we can say in the point of view of Emma in the novel, because she is the one who has the personal focus in the novel, in spite of being having the negative qualities in herself. She is being sympathized. Okay, this is all because of the point of view of Jane Austen, in which she uh, portrays the character of Emma. Okay, this is all for today, and I hope you all are getting and we will meet in the next lecture with something new. Okay, thank you, and don't forget to comment your name and roll number into the comment section. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture. Thank you.